to hide anything. They will submit their own joint account for them to collect or recoup any financial entitlement. But in the case of Mohbad, Mohbad was never married to Wunmi. Wunmi was just a bedmate. In fact, he was not even a bedmate, because even the Pekus, Wunmi was not giving it to Mohbad. Do you understand? In fact, Wunmi was just like a slave master, while Mohbad was the slave. So the slave was just working for the slave master to eat and dine. And that was why Wunmi, Iyatunde, and Wunmi, they were all leeching off Mohbad, collecting his entitlement, spending it lavishly. And that's why Iyatunde was collected about, was it 250,000 every week for Mohbad. That was not part of those money that went to their account directly. We are even talking about the one that Mohbad was able to collect through whatever means into his care. They were also collecting that one for him. Apart from collecting the one that were coming directly into their account, they were also collecting even the little one that probably by mistake, by error of omission or commission, ended up in Mohbad's care. They will still collect it. They were still collecting it to feed themselves and live large, while Mohbad was living in penury. While the family of Mohbad was living in abject poverty, where the father of the deceased was living from hands to mouth, Mohbad was feeding the family of the girlfriend. Mary for Ben, can you mute please? A family of a lady that you never had any tie with. Family of a lady that you never knew. You never knew. In fact, at that time, when Amali was paying to that Iyatunde and Iyajumoke's account, Wunmi's account, Mohbad has not even met them. Mohbad did not even know who Iyatunde was. Mohbad did not even know who Wunmi was at that time. And yet, they were collecting money to that account. So people now tell me that Mohbad sincerely agreed for his own entitlement to be paid into a ghost account. It was not true. Everything was as a result of spiritual manipulations of Wunmi. And look at the immunization today. A lot of money has been going into immunization. In fact, there was a revelation that came out a few days ago. I saw it on one post where somebody said Wunmi paid Iyabo handsomely to support her. And that person was threatening that if Wunmi or whatever said any rubbish, that will bring out the evidence. All from the modernization finances, from a modernization pocket. Mohbad is very rich. Even the albums, the tracks released on the modernization record is raking in so much money as we speak. Let's even forget about the one that is in care of Neramali. Even as we speak, immunization is raking in so much money. The likes of DK, that signed Egu, a lot of money is coming in through that album. This bastard, the Lady Book, Belashmuda, Kilodate and Pariwo, now is bringing a lot of money, and everything is going to immunization account. Don't also forget, when Mohbad died, Tonto DK, Iyabo and Wunmi Adebayo, they set up a GoFundMe where over 200 and something million naira was donated. Where is that money today? So looking at for Wunmi Angu alone, a lot of money is at her disposal that Wunmi is using to pay the lives of Oloribuku Temi, paying the lives of Oloribuku Abefe, and all those useless people that have been siding her, knowing fully well that Wunmi Adebayo killed Mohbad. And let's leave Wunmi Adebayo alone. Let's go to Mr. Gusi. Mr. Gusi is a renowned king in Lekki. In fact, people argue that Mr. Gusi has been collecting anybody's land in Lekki, and he used the kind of Sam Larry, do you understand, to take away people's land and add it to his own land in Lekki. And you know how much a plot of land costs in Lekki and its environment. So Mr. Gusi, that is shown to be the real father of Liam, has enough money at his disposal. And that was why he told Emperor Joseph Aloba at a point, his chiefs told him that they were going to sell a plot of land for 500 million naira to pursue a case with Emperor Joseph Aloba, just because Emperor said Alelokpa Omo without mentioning his name. So you can see that even the father of Liam, Mr. Gusi, has enough money at the disposal. And that's why you see the likes of PS Ekundayo working for Mr. Gusi, going around to people, to the low lives, like those idiots that were being given 200,000, being given lion, and then their alliance will shift and they will start supporting the killer of the Mohbad. There are the people that will tell you, no, we cannot talk about DNA. We cannot talk about DNA because they know that Mohbad was not the real father of Liam. In fact, it was even mentioned in that chat that the real father of Liam, if anybody talk about the real father of Liam, that they should arrest that person. That shows that the real father of Liam is alive. And the real father of Liam, until proven otherwise, is Mr. Gusi. And Mr. Gusi is spending money to buy people's voices, to buy people's conscience, to buy people's alliance in J4M. That is why a lot of people have been coming for Babaloba, because all of them have been made contact with either way or the other by Mr. Gusi. Mr. Gusi has been sending servants, and I told you can use this. Mr. Gusi has been sending servants, middlemen, the likes of Adewumi that destroy Latin's platform, the likes of Ekundayo PS, and many of them that we don't even know, that will go into your embassies and offer you huge sum of money. Offer you,
not Ekundayo. Papa Bingo is Ekundayo.
PS, rather. That will offer you fake hope of traveling abroad, the way they offer one Aduke, that they are going to take him abroad, the way they offer the useless devil protection, they are going to take him abroad. That was how they went ahead to buy people's alliance and allegiance in J4M, using finances, using money of power, using power of money, using financial connections, and even the same financial connections are being used to penetrate so many people off social medias. They are using money at their disposal to fight justice for Mohbad, to ensure that the kill of Mohbad did not go down. Moving away from that, let us go to judiciary connections. It is no longer news that most of the things that we are now listening to today and we see today has been decided 2 years ago, 2023. Most of the things that we now hear today has been decided 2023 in a WhatsApp group. We have people that are friends to the magistrates. We have people that are friends to the judges. We have people that will tell the judges this is what you should do. And that is why the last time at the Corona inquest, Shotobi jumped from question to answer without showing the workings. Shotobi was reading final recommendations and none of them tally. Even Shotobi was ascribing false statements to people that did not make it. Even the people themselves, they were shocked. Even in the court, that when did I say this? I didn't say this, so because judiciary has been bought, judiciary has been fingered. People that knew exactly what happened to Mohbad have used their financial and political influence to corrupt judiciary. The judiciary that was once known as the hope of the common man is no longer the hope of anybody. It's now the hope of the elite. Judiciary has now become the hope of the politicians. Judiciary has now become the hope of the killers. Judiciary has now become the hope of nothing but lies. There's no longer hope with the judiciary. The hope that common men used to have in judiciary is now totally dead, because they are even worse than the criminals. They will free the criminals and they will commit the innocent to the life imprisonment. That is what judiciary has turned out to be. If not, how will Shotobi refer to Mohbad as a good mother? How will Shotobi tell Wunmi that her narrative has been very consistent despite everything that she knows about this case to today? But because judiciary is no longer what it used to be, because judiciary concerning justice for Mohbad has been infiltrated by the political connections, it has been compromised. The laws are no longer the same for the folks. The laws now have both short and the long arms. the long arms are for the less privileged and the short arms is for the most privileged. People can no longer trust the judiciary. That is a judiciary connections against justice for Mohbad. Let us talk about the spiritual connections. Don't let me deceive you. What is happening in justice for Mohbad is beyond the physical. Don't forget, Prime Boy said it, that when Mohbad was dating Wunmi, that Wunmi went with his so-called girlfriend into Babalawo's house. And Wunmi went there that the Babalawo should help her to do what? To tie Mohbad down. She went there. So Wunmi went to meet Babalawo in order to charm Mohbad. And that was when Prime Boy said he also went to meet the pastor and they told him, don't ever date, don't plan to marry this your girlfriend. And he left him. But Mohbad could not leave. Don't also forget, in Nayamali house, it was confirmed that under Wunmi's bed, there was a calabash, through which she was controlling Mohbad, using juju to manipulate Mohbad's destiny. They also said Wunmi has a ring through which she was also controlling Mohbad, saying Ontabawi for Bolobongo, command, tell and do, using it for Mohbad. And that was why Mohbad became a shadow of himself, became a servant to Wunmi, became a slave to Wunmi and his family and her family members. Don't also forget Iyatunde and Wunmi. These people became the role models for Wunmi, taking Wunmi from one Babalawo to other in order to continue to destroy the life of Mohbad. And that was why when Mohbad died, Karima and the rest of them, they took Wunmi to Odogbolu, where they went to consult the gods, the ancestors, to protect Wunmi Adebanjo, knowing fully well that she killed Mohbad, and also ensure that Mohbad never get justice. That was where they gave Wunmi Adebanjo the white cloths and other charms elements that she threw into Mohbad's grave in order to tie his spirit, knowing fully where she killed Mohbad before his time, and she was afraid of death. Don't also forget, Mr. Gusi, the father of Liam, until proven otherwise, is a king in Ekate that has direct connections with ancestors and the gods in the palace. People also claim that Mr. Gusi, since Mohbad died, has been involved in so many sacrifices, making atonement and consulting his forefathers not to allow his secrets to come open. A lot of spiritual connections have been set in motion to stand against justice for Mohbad. Let us talk about the connections that are working for justice for Mohbad. The first connection is the God the Father connection. God the Father, not Godfather. God passed all of them. And when Mohbad was conceived, they said there was a prophecy that actually stated that Mohbad was a special child. That Mohbad was not just an ordinary being, was a glorious child, a global phenomenon, the light that was sent to provide lightness to the darkness of the family of Aloba. Mohbad was that promising child. And when he was conceived, they said they wanted to terminate it, but they gave them the warning that do not touch this pregnancy. And Mohbad was born. And his destiny at that point was made already to come into the world, set free the Aloba's family from poverty, from whatever shackles of darkness, and also serve as stepping stone, also serve as a light to uplift many people he was going to come across in life. So he was a child with destiny, with known glory. But what happened? Wunmi came into the life and destroyed it, just like Delilah came into the Samson and changed his destiny. However, God does not say without bringing it to fulfillment. The spirit that was working with Mohbad was quite different. The God spirit has not left him, even though he went astray.
Ẹ wo ilé tó ń comment last yìí, olórí burúkú kan báyìí ó ti wọlé.
The moderator can deal with that one. So Mohbad's spirit was different. The angels are still with him. He left from singing the gospel music to singing secular music, but God has not deserted him. The same way God did not desert Samson, even when he went astray, Samson still prayed and God still answered him. The same thing happened to Mohbad. The God was working with him. The Spirit of God was working with him. His destiny was still very active, even though it was blood, but his destiny has not changed at that point. And Mohbad, in his time of his pains, confirmed that Wunmi Adebanjo, if you kill me, you are going to suffer. When you go and listen to that audio very well, Mohbad emphasized that words. Ìyà ẹ̀ máa jẹ́, wàláì, ìyà ẹ̀ máa jẹ́, Ọlọ́run gbọ́, ìyà ẹ̀ máa jẹ́ tó bá pa mí. What is happening today? Ìyà ẹ̀ ń jẹ́. That is the connection of God. The connection of God has sustained this battle till today. In fact, many of us, we cannot even say explicitly how we have been able to stand this long to fight this battle. It can only be divine, not by our power, not by our might. It is by the Spirit of God Almighty that has sustained this battle. Look at them. Look at everything they have done in secret. All has come out to the open. Not because Baba Mohbad has the money, not because he knows the people, but because God is working side by side to expose the evil ones that are behind the death of Mohbad. No matter their political connections, no matter their judiciary connections, no matter their financial connections, no matter their spiritual connections, God is exposing them. They are fighting a battle against God, and God continues to show them that they cannot win. It is God that is exposing all of them. When they think it is over, God will just show them, I've just started. When they were saying, do you know how many times Wunmi Adebanjo has celebrated that it is over? Where you be dancing, where you be saying, where you be doing that Thanksgiving. We'll be passing note of Thanksgiving. Say, thank you very much, for those people that supported me. Thank you very much. It is now free now. I'm now a free woman. I can do what I want. You know, do you know how many times she has done that? She has done that up to 3 times. But as soon as she did that, God will just come up. God will just show her. Oh girl, it was not over. It never finished. All of them will start running at skater again. God is playing game with them. How can you? Yes. God is playing game with them. He said, I've paid my way out. At the end of the day, that is God. At times, God will just allow people to express their foolishness. Human beings will say kata 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 kata. He will think he wants to outrun God, but God will just come.
Anything. So eléyìí la máa fi ṣe national anthem tí gbogbo ayé máa gbọ́ wípé ẹ wò ó ẹnu mẹ́wàá lọ́nìyàn ṣe anything. That's what you are known for now. That's what you are known for. In fact, mo regret pé mo ever like àwọn